It's UFO right here on your classic metal show with Shoot Shoot going about by request to Tori in Columbus, Ohio. And just before that, we heard, what was that, Halloween?
Yeah, some Halloween.
We heard some Halloween with Cold Sweat. That one going out to Skippy. So there you go. Couple requests I had to get to.
Yeah, how about that? Phil Mogg had a heart attack this week.
I know that was one of the things that was mentioned in the email.
Yeah.
That Tori would like to wish Phil a speedy recovery after his heart attack.
Yeah, me too.
Yep. So Phil Mogg's got he's one of those guys in rock that have one of those unique or identifiable voices.
Mm-hmm.
Just doesn't sound like the average singer out there, so you know it's Phil Mogg or UFO when you hear it.
Right. Yeah. Well, I hope he gets better. I mean, not that he's gonna be touring anymore or anything, but he's toured for his whole life. He should fucking enjoy some of his free time.
Well, I'm surprised that you even knew he had a heart attack since you didn't know Joe Lynn Turner had a heart attack.
Look, I did my homework, man. I'm well researched in my UFOlogy. My ufology, as it's known.
Well, let's talk about the intricacies and the ins and outs of the monkey puzzle.
Yes.
Everybody open up your lesson plan book to page 53 for the monkey puzzle UFO anthology release. Well, let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's talk about the nuances, the producer, the engineers who worked in the studio, the cleanup crew that cleaned the studio after the recording. And, some of the things that were said during the recording to each other, some captured conversation that was leaked.
Yeah, these YouTube commenters are just fucking morons sometimes. Jesus Christ.
All right. Do you have anything?
Well, I literally just sat down like 10 seconds ago.
All right.
Yeah, I have a couple of things here.
Okay.
Let's get to this jewel here. This is a good one. It's not happy, but it's
does everything have to be happy?
Well, I don't know if you've done your research on this one here to be able to comment on it. So if I bring it up and you don't know anything about it, just tell me so I can take it down immediately.
Okay, let's not even discuss it.
Yeah, I don't, because only if you haven't done your research.
Okay. I only want fact-based discussion here. I don't want any opinion here at all.
That's right. So we covered a couple of weeks ago, or maybe even last week. I don't remember when we covered it. Striper, yeah.
Yeah.
Now another one. Due to ongoing logistical issues and 2022 costs that are out of control, we have no other option but to cancel the European leg of our 2022 tour.
All right.
Anthrax.
Sure.
That's a fairly big band to be constrained by travel costs, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, but the thing is that even though they may have dates booked and things, if the tickets aren't selling or the promoter doesn't have the money or whatever the case, maybe the promoters didn't come up with the deposit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, we're not going to take a gamble and go to Europe and say, well, hopefully you'll make up the shortfall when we get there.
Yeah.
So maybe deposits haven't been paid yet.
Yeah, it could be, or maybe it is just in Europe it's $7 a gallon for gas or whatever. And
yeah, well, the fuel costs, inflation costs, but again, if tickets aren't selling because say people don't have the money, and these promoters are not, recouping their costs, maybe they're not putting in the deposits like they're supposed to.
Yeah, could be.
So it's just like, hey, I know we're contracted to play, but, we don't have the deposit, no show.
Yeah. I don't blame the band. You're not in this to lose money.
True.
But it's starting to become a trend. Striper, Anthrax, I know it's not this show style of thing, but the band Cold canceled their tour, same reason. Didn't have enough money to do it. It's starting to become a thing, man.
Well, again, I think this goes back to, what we were talking about earlier in the show, that, you went out on a Friday and you're telling me the bars that you go to are empty.
Empty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess people are really just staying home now.
Now, I was Taylor had gotten a hold of me earlier this week,
Mm-hmm.
and she said, "Hey, now see, Scorpions played here in Chicago at the Allstate Arena."
Okay.
And she hit me up and she's just like, "Hey, there's a shit ton of tickets still available for the Scorpions.
Okay.
She goes, "I'm down for going if you want to go."
Right.
But I didn't get her text till the day of, and
Okay.
I didn't prepare to take any extra clothes and shit with me. So
Right.
I didn't go, but even apparently, Scorpions were playing here in Chicago, which is a good market for them because the
Right.
last couple of times I saw them, they played the full arenas.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that there was a bunch of tickets still left over.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is. I think COVID kind of changed people's willingness. I think the combination of COVID and just the fact that everything is pricey, and I don't think it's that people don't have money. I think it's people are afraid to spend that money.
Oh, and I can't blame them for that.
Yeah, because you never know, what's coming next. And we all got caught off guard the first time. I think people now are like, oh, I gotta make sure I got a little bit of money backtrack just in case.
Yeah. Yeah. I put a lot of cash away just in case. I mean,
Yeah,
I have fluid cash
sure.
stashed, and then I have bank accounts and things. So I have cash in hand and I have cash in,
Yeah.
accounts and things,
Hmm. And you have weaponry in case all that has ever tried to be taken from you.
True. True. I do. And
Yeah.
I have MREs.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Somebody tried to say, well, I can't believe you guys are another comment. I can't believe you guys are trying to sell people that gruel. The My
Cool.
Patriot Supply.
Oh, okay. Well, if the store shelves dried up, you mean
Yeah.
you would eat dirt instead of this gruel?
Yeah. It doesn't look like gruel to me. It looks like decent food.
It is decent food.
Yeah. I mean, I've eaten MREs before.
I
That's
mean,
not necessarily.
if you have nothing else, if you can't get to the store, if there's
Yeah.
shortages in food and things are kind of fucked up out there, are you telling me that you wouldn't crack open one of these things and eat that?
Yeah, I would.
I mean, it's emergency food supply. It's
Yeah.
not mainstay food supply.
Yeah.
Right?
It's not your nightly dinner.
No.
It's should the world fucking collapse, you're somewhat prepared.
Yeah, for whatever. I think I got a 6-month supply.
Yeah, it's basically nourishment.
Yes.
That's what
So
it is.
so stop being such a short-sighted doof.
Yeah. I believe that would be our always friendly Daniel Bullock.
What an ass. Gruel.
The gruel.
It's not a daily meal.
Yeah. But it was called gruel.
Was he Oliver Twist?
I guess so.
Excuse me, sir. May I have some more gruel?
Gruel.
Yes.
I gotta admit that if it was him or whoever it was, that's great use of a word that we have never used on the show in 30 years.
Yeah.
First time we've ever had a gruel reference.
Whatever. Hey, if that's all there is to eat, I'll eat that gruel.
Yeah. Well, for Daniel, it's funny. I did not plan to go here, but this is one that I've been holding on to. And this conversation took us right to it inadvertently. This is for you, Daniel, since you will not be eating the gruel.
Yes.
Maybe, just maybe, you'll want to eat at this restaurant as they're serving food made of insects.
Mhm.
Doesn't that sound scrumptious?
That seems to be the trend now. Everybody's got this anti-cow fart agenda.
Right?
So now it's like, well, cow farts are polluting the world and causing climate change, even though cows have been roaming the earth for for forever.
Yeah.
And so now the whole thing is, well, we're switching nutritional thing to insects. They're trying to make insects a mainstay now.
No, not happening. But Anyway, as this story goes,
tell me about that porterhouse you had last night. Did that cow walk right into that brown derby, and did you hack that piece off yourself?
that's exactly what happened. After I let him fart a bunch of times to fucking ruin the goddamn environment. They brought it to my table and I sent it back and I said, wait a minute, I want a plate of grasshoppers.
Yeah, could you get me a more environmentally friendly plate of food? I don't want something that farted up the atmosphere.
Yeah, why would I eat this steak when I can eat wasps?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Grasshopper.
People are fucking idiots.
I know. All right, go ahead.
Lauren Viette's tasting menu is not for the faint-hearted, but may point to the future of feeding a booming world population.
Did you know? Did you? And sorry to
No, let's go ahead.
Did you know that the world population is in decline?
I don't doubt it. Nobody's fucking anymore.
Yeah. Did you know that it's in decline now? They are, saying that people are not having children.
Yeah.
I guess there's a real problem over in like Japan.
Okay.
Because of the culture and the way that technology is and everything, that there's a lot of like single dudes in Japan that and this goes back to something we've talked here on the show, because of technology and stuff, that dudes just don't talk to chicks anymore.
No,
they don't know how to approach a woman. They don't know how to hook up.
Yeah.
They don't know how to procreate, more or less. It's just like they're socially awkward is what I'm trying to say.
Well, dude, we've spent the last 20 years teaching them that everything that they do is right, so they're not ready for rejection.
Yeah.
They can't handle it. They literally can't handle. I mean, dude, when we were kids, that was part of the deal.
Yeah, you get shot down and your friends went, ooh, shot down, shot down in flames.
Yeah. I mean, that was part of the deal, was before you ever got a girl to go with you, as it was called back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before you ever got a girl to go with you, you probably had 3 to 5 that were like, no way.
Yeah. You get rejected all the time.
Not with you.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing too. It's just, and it's not so much the rejection as it is, they don't know how to approach chicks. They don't know. They're, like I said, they're socially awkward to where they don't even know how to interact, because everybody's so indoctrinated with their phones and their video games and all that other stuff. They have no social interaction at all.
No.
That's why these online people, like these fans only and whatever, these Belle Delphines of the world, they make a lot of money because they're just virtual chick who will just do what you want her to do on a video. But if they were to meet her in a bar and offer to buy her a drink or something, they wouldn't know how to even do that.
Yeah. Well, look at what Fuckbook is trying to do now with the whole metaverse. They're literally trying to make a digital second world for you to live in.
Yeah, second life.
Yeah, so that you don't have to live in your life anymore. You can just do everything there.
Isn't that what this whole thing is about, this whole trans thing, where everybody is a guy and a guy is a girl and a girl's a guy and I'm no sex at all, and I'm
it's all meta.
I want to pretend I'm something I'm not.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm not happy being who I am, so I'm just going to pretend that I'm something else.
Yeah.
And you need to accept it.
That's it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doomed, but whatever. Let the world thin out a little bit. It's fine.
Yeah, thin the herd.
Exactly.
Put a little chlorine in that gene pool as it goes.
Apparently so. All right, here we go. There's a prawn salad with yellow mealworms, crunchy insects on a bed of vegetables, and chocolate-covered grasshoppers. But I won't eat that gruel.
No. Delicious.
As sunbathed the outdoor restaurant terraces in Paris, Viette's ornate dishes were winning approving nods and murmurs of satisfaction with his adventurous clientele.
Murmur doesn't sound like a good word.
No, not at all.
murmur sounds like somebody who's got a gunshot wound and they're slowly bleeding out. They're murmuring as they die out.
Yeah, or their heart is seizing from fucking eating this gruel.
This gruel.
Jesus. It's an ideal dish for first timers. The Parisian chef said, preparing a serving of pasta made with mealworm flour, sweet potato, and sautéed insect larvae. Jesus.
Delicious.
This sounds wretched.
Did you ever fish with maggots?
Yeah, sure.
Remember how you used to poke the maggot with your hook?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that white pussy shit that came out of it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, didn't that make you sick? Did you ever go, man, I'd like to eat that?
No.
You go, I sure hope the fish enjoy that. Ugh.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't much like eating a fish that somebody I knew caught.
Yeah, I'm not a fish eater anyway, but the thing is that I used to go down to Nemasilla Lake and I used to fish all the time, and I used, maggots were really good for catching crappie and bluegill and all that. They love that shit, Well,
I've only been fishing once in my entire life, but we did use maggots.
Okay. All right. But I used to do that all the time when I was, I don't know, 12, 14 years old. I used to fish a lot.
Yeah. I just never was, I could never get my head around fucking picking it out of the water and then cutting its head off myself. I always just felt like I
never did that. I always just threw them back. I never kept them. It was just the challenge of catching some fish.
I can guarantee you, if I'd have gone with my dad, there's no way he's gonna let me pussy out and throw it back.
Well, I had no use for the fish. I wasn't going to eat it, but I would just get them out and throw them back.
My old man would have definitely been like, "Here's a hatchet, cut that fucking head off, cut it now, pull that spine out. There you go, pull it out."
Yeah, your dad was the old school man's man.
Yeah, he was a man's man when it came to that kind of stuff. He wasn't going to have any pussy throwing it back and saying how beautiful it was as a creature.
Yeah.
He was like, fuck you, dude. That's why we never went. That's why I never, ever, dude, this is so stupid. I don't know why this just popped into my head. When we were, I don't know, 6 or 7 years old, he bought us, me and my brother and him each, a fishing pole, but it wasn't like the kind with like the reel on it. It was like just like a bamboo stick with
bamboo stick. Yeah,
with the hook and the line, and you just kind of
you put a bobber on it and you just throw it out. Yeah, we had bamboo fishing poles. Yeah,
that shit never got moved until he passed away, and my mom sold it at a fucking she had a garage sale.
Was it worth anything?
I don't know. I have no idea. I just know that she told me she sold it, and I was like, that shit never. I couldn't believe she still had it, because I mean, it literally didn't get used for fucking 40 years.
Yeah. See, when I was a kid, my mother's parents lived way up in northern Michigan, way up on the very tip of the peninsula, way up in Copper Harbor, which is the furthest north you can go here in the States.
Okay.
And my mother's parents lived up there, and if we went up there on summer vacation, we would always get a cabin up there on the lake.
Right.
And we took our bamboo poles up there because we would, they'd have docks, or we'd row out on the boat or whatever, and we'd go out there fishing with those things.
Right.
We used them. We used them all the time.
Yeah. I don't know anything about fishing, so I never did.
Well, I'm certainly not a fisherman, but we used to just do it, throw the line in the water, throw some maggots on the end of the line, and just pull out some fish, just for shits and giggles,
Mm-hmm. Good old days.
Yeah, it was just simple.
Sure. All right, let's get back to eating these fucking disgusting insects.
No. Tell me how delicious these things are.
I mean, these wonderful meals. Well, Neeley, the European Food Safety Agency in January deemed the mealworm fit for human consumption.
Yeah, that's a maggot.
Yeah, and in May, it approved its sale on the market.
All right.
The agency has fielded more than a dozen other applications for insect-based food products, including crickets and locusts. Ugh.
Well, at least they're not farting and destroying the
Yeah.
global warming,
Thank God for that.
Yeah, because farting cows just, man, it's horrible.
Yeah. I'm sure too, with this happening, there won't be any kind of Monsanto type bullshit that's gonna be developed to make these fucking locusts and crickets and shit like 30 times the size, so they're the size of a fucking cow, right?
Yeah, more plump and juicy.
Yeah, well, they need bigger ones if they're going to feed the world with them, so they're going to make them huge.
Yeah, they need to plump them up.
Yeah.
They're just like the old Cons wieners. They plump when you cook them.
That's right. Ballpark crickets.
Ballpark crickets. There you are.
Ballpark crickets. Ugh.
Yeah, they plump when you cook them.
Have the cricket making the creaking noise. Creak, creak, creak. Mealworm and insects more generally could offer a sustainable and low carbon emission food source for the future.
Low carbon emission. In other words, they're not party animals.
Shut the fuck up with this. Dining with his two daughters, some Indian guy that must have been one of Neely's bosses gave his endorsement. I feel like I am in a traditional restaurant, except the concept behind what I'm eating is different. And honestly, the tastes are very similar to regular food.
It tastes just like chicken.
Just like chicken. Yeah.
They're frog legs, but they taste just like chicken.
Now, I could tell you for a fact, when I was in CLC Ranger School, we ate some bugs because we were fucking hungry.
Right.
That shit does not taste like regular food.
And it tastes like gruel.
It did not taste like chicken, and I would have been thrilled with some gruel or an MRE. I would have been thrilled. That was the whole thing, was that they set us out in the woods and we didn't have any fucking nothing. Nothing. We had a radio, and that was it, a radio and weapons. And they were like, okay, you're on your own for 3 fucking days. And by day 2, after humping a fucking 40-pound rucksack up and down a goddamn mountain, you're willing to eat whatever the fuck you could find.
Yeah.
Fucking gnawing on tree bark and shit if you could get it off the tree. I mean,
I can remember many times where I drank dirty water out of a hoof print, and I was glad to get it.
I do. This is no bullshit. I do remember people with, like, you would find a knocked over tree.
Yeah.
And they would take out their entrenching tool and they would just dig right there, and there'd be all kinds of fucking bugs and shit.
Looking for bark beetles.
Yeah, and they would just fucking put that shit in a what do you call that? The canteen cup thing, whatever that's called. The drinking part of the canteen, not the canteen, but the little silver cup thing.
Yeah, the little cup, yeah.
Whatever that thing's called. And then they would make a fire and they would cook those sons of bitches.
They'd pop just like popcorn.
Yeah. I just ate a few beetles. I found some beetles and I just like,
did they call you Beetle Bailey?
Yeah, beetle juice.
Yeah, they called you Beetle Bailey.
Yeah, should have. Ugh, that was not of my days on this planet. Those were days I do not really wish to recall, because that was some fucked up stuff. Oh, it was awful. Just the whole scenario. It's fucking raining. It's awful. It's fucking hot. You're wearing all this gear. Your fucking feet are all blistered and shit, and you're eating bugs. That's when you really question if you want to keep living.
Yeah, they fucking delicious.
Ugh, terrible. But anyway, these people seem to think it's wonderful.
Of course it is, because they're libs who think they're doing something good for the environment.
They most certainly are.
Yeah.
So-and-so's young daughter was equally positive. It's environmentally friendly.
Yeah, I'll eat a bug if I think that I'm doing something good for the environment. Shut up.
And what's more, it's good.
Sure it is.
Sure it is.
Put some Frank's hot sauce on it. Anything is good.
That's right. Vayette grows his mealworm on site, feeding them porridge oats and vegetables. While the mealworm may look like an unappetizing maggot, it is in fact the larvae of the darkling beetle, rich in protein, fat, and fiber.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna be a new insult. You unappetizing, what do you call it, maggot?
Yeah, you mealworm, you.
Yeah. Like, stop it already. I fish
Just
with those goddamn things. I certainly wouldn't put one in my mouth.
fuck no. Not making paste out of it to fucking butter your bread with or whatever.
There
Jesus
there was
Christ.
this little bait store down the street, and I
Yeah.
used to go down there to get my maggots, and that's what they were. They were mealworms
Yeah.
because they were in cornmeal.
Mm-hmm.
They raised them in cornmeal. So
Yeah.
you get this little cup, one of these little to-go cups, and you'd have your maggots in the cornmeal, and you'd keep them in the refrigerator to slow down the growth process.
Right.
And so they'd be good to go the next day when you go down to the lake and stab them with your little hook and feed them to the fish. I'm certainly not going to fry those up in a pan and go, man,
No.
that's just like that porterhouse Chris had over there at the Brown Derby.
Yeah,
Just,
right.
just as good,
Just as good. Well,
but not
according to
but not as farty.
that's right. It's better for the environment, Neely.
Yeah, because that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, when I order a steak, my first thing is there global warming attached to
Yeah,
it?
it's just environmentally friendly. Did
That's
this
right.
come from a non-farting cow?
Yeah, did you use gas or actual wood to cook this? Because I don't want you wasting our natural resources. Ugh, idiots. A versatile ingredient, the mealworm can be used whole in curries or salads, or ground up to make flour for pasta, biscuits, or bread.
I wonder how you grind a mealworm. Do you have to
Oh,
dry it out first?
assume you do.
Because mealworms are just like gooey. They're like full of cum.
Who the fuck wants to eat fucking maggot bread?
Yeah. Hey, have some maggot bread.
I'd like a sandwich, please. Give me a ham and cheese on maggot.
Yeah. Don't give me the sourdough. Give me the maggot bread.
Yeah, give me the real sourdough. Give me the maggot bread.
Yeah,
Disgusting.
it's not like what is it? Funkadelic maggot brain. It's
Yeah.
maggot bread.
Yeah, maggot bread.
Yeah.
It's so awful. Insects are nutritious, says so and so, a health and food safety spokesman at the European Commission. They can really help us switch to a more healthy and sustainable diet
Yeah.
and food system.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't hurt the environment.
That's right.
Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Hail and kill, guys. It's Metal Drummer 77 here.
What's up?
What's up?
Two things real quick. I just wanted to mention that I do have a store where we sell candy, but we sell these just like you call them mealworms, and they're like spices, and people buy them.
Well, I know.
Popular.
Well, do you buy them?
Oh no, I just sell them. I don't eat them.
But people buy them because they're consuming them.
Yeah, it's like
wait a minute. Hold on, man. It's a spice.
Well,
like
they're flavored. Like
what do
you vinegar.
All right. What do you put it on? What are you supposed to put it on?
They're like potato chips. They flavor them, I guess, huh?
Exactly, and they come in a little package, and it's like Mexican spice, barbecue, bacon, all these weird stuff. And then, I'm sick and tired because I have to do the whole show of, yes, guys, these are real. And people are like, oh my God, and they start taking pictures. And I couldn't be less excited about it, but I have to do the whole show, to sell fucking mealworms,
You do a showcase. You demonstrate this. Is that what you're telling us?
Well, no, but you have to close the sale. You have to make a big deal out of it. Like, yes, guys, these were live ones. These are mealworms. They're real.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Metal Drummer. So what you're saying is where you work, you sell mealworm potato chips?
Yeah.
Will you send me a bag?
They're the real thing.
Will you send me a bag?
I will send you a bag. I will send you one of each flavor.
If you send me a bag, I will eat them right here on the show, and I'll tell you if they taste like fucking
chicken.
chicken or if they're just absolutely disgusting.
I would love that. I will send them to you. Just tell me where to send them, and you'll get them.
All right.
Throw an email to the request@theclassicmetalshow.com. Just throw me an email so I have your email address, and I'll hit you back.
Cool. Sounds good.
Nice.
All right.
And we also have crickets and scorpions and ants, whatever you like. It's so protein.
What kind of fucking store do you work in?
Is it a natural food store?
No, sir. It's just a candy store.
A candy store.
Yeah, we specialize in candy, but we put these at the counter so that when people check out, they make the whole big deal of, oh my God, it's a bug, and then use the whole show for them.
Well, what do you mean a show? How does a show work? What do you do?
Well, for example, they'll look at them and they'll be like, these are candy, right? And you have to be like as serious as you possibly can. And every single time I want to laugh because I do this like 1,000 times a day. So it's like, no, these are really like real bugs, like real scorpions, real ants, real mealworms. And they're like, oh my God, you can't be telling the truth. Guys, come check this out. And then they start taking pictures and they're like, okay, I'll buy one and read it. And it just turns into like a whole frenzy. Like you just gotta get them really excited about it and go with the energy, And then,
but do you eat one yourself?
I've tried them once before, but I did not eat that. Definitely not. I do not eat candy either. People love candy, but I just don't have a sweet tooth nor a appetite for bugs.
Is there any candy that's made out of bugs?
Not that we saw at our store, but I'm sure there is.
So these are more like a snack chip bug. They're not a candy. They're just sort of like a snacking thing, like a chip.
Well, we do have like a sucker that has a scorpion in it, and
send me one of those too, man. Send me one of those too.
Or a scorpion sucker.
You got it. Yeah, we got the ant suckers, the mealworm suckers, cricket suckers.
Dude, I know this is gonna I know you're gonna get me puking on air, but send me a little bit of all of this stuff, and I will try all of it on the air. I'll do anything for the show. Yeah, I might. Who knows? I might become a fan of the old ant sucker.
Well, just so you know, when it comes to the suckers, the tequila is just the flavoring. It's not real, but the bugs are real.
All right. Hook me up. I'll try it. I'll do it for the show. I'll do it.
Oh, man, I love this show, so I'm so down to make this happen for sure. I'd love to see Chris eat one of the bugs that we sell at the store.
Send it on. Send it on. I'll try it.
It happen.
Email the request line and let me know. Just let me get your email address and then I'll go from there. But don't say it on the air.
Cool. I will.
All right.
Alrighty, guys.
All
right, brother.
All right. Well, hail and kill.
Hail and kill. Fuck you, pal. And hand job.
All right. Looks like you're going to get some bug cuisine.
No shit. Wow.
And eat some bugs.
I'll try it.
Remember that thing as kid? Maybe it was only during my era. I don't know. Maybe you remember, but remember there was some machine called creepy crawlers.
Oh yeah, of course.
Where you had this hot machine and you would put this liquid shit in it and it would make a bug out of it and then you would eat it.
Yeah, it was like the original gummy bear type thing.
Yeah, exactly. So, you make them up and then you eat them.
Right.
Creepy crawlers.
Yeah, I remember that. Hell yeah.
Well, you're going to get some real creepy crawlers.
Yeah. It'll be gross, but dude, in a way, it'd almost be funny if I start throwing up from eating this shit.
Start gagging.
Just gag and throw up. That would, you know me, dude. I'll do it for the show. I don't care.
It's like, I'm going to have some scorpion chips. Scorpions!
I mean, after last week, 2 weeks ago, drinking that fucking chicken beer or whatever that shit was.
Chicken sandwich beer.
Yeah, that shit was terrible.
Yeah.
Just wretched. But I'll bet this is going to be worse. Just a hunch, but.
Well, look at me. Look, the people in this story. Yeah, look at us altering our diet to save the planet.
That's right. That's what we're doing.
Shut up.
Exactly. Let's see. Where were we here? I'm almost done with this story here. For Viette, the challenge is twofold: winning over public opinion and learning how to match the insect's tastes with other foods.
You know what that sounds like?
What?
Remember those gourmet jelly beans? You had to eat a certain combination to get
Yeah.
That's what that reminds me of.
Yeah, and you know what? Those were fucking vile.
Yeah, they were awful.
They were vile. Let's see here. You have to find the right flavors, the right accompaniments. All that is fascinating. Any chef will tell you the same.
Well, this is no different than people, and I'm guilty of this, who enjoy certain wines with like a certain cheese.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same way as like you have certain scotch and you smoke certain cigars with the scotch and get this flavor and blah blah blah. It's a connoisseur type thing. It's not McDonald's. It's not widely consumed. It's somebody who has a palate for experimenting with various flavors and tastes, and you think you're exotic. And oh, look at me, I like a good Cuban with some Johnny Walker Blue, but the Johnny Walker Blue has to be it
has to be chilled to 35 degrees
it can't be any more than 72 degrees or room temperature. And then you got to have this certain cigar that was grown in the Amazon under
shut up.
It's like, shut up.
Exactly. What kind of crickets are you looking forward to with a nice Chardonnay?
Exactly.
Jesus Christ. Get out of here with that.
Well, that's the pretentiousness of some people, because they think that they're so much more elevated than everyone else, because they think they have this certain knowledge and they're above everyone because I have a very discerning palate.
That's
right. So I like crickets with my 1982 Melbeck that was grown in the vineyards of Denver, Colorado.
That's right. By one master, Jeff Tate.
Exactly.
Thanks for checking out this episode of The Classic Metal Show. Get all of our episodes uncensored at www.theclassicmetalshow.com. Join us weekly from 9 p.m. till 3 a.m. Eastern at www.cmsradio.net. Participate in the live chat room at www.chatandkill.com. Once again, thank you for checking out The Classic Metal Show with Neeley and Chris. Hail and kill, fuck you, pal, and hand job!